Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another stream on the channel. We're back live for the Man City versus Liverpool preview. I thought I'd do the preview a few days before, because obviously tomorrow's the press conference, etc., and Saturday I'm unavailable. So, yeah, big game ahead on Sunday against Manchester City. I don't know, normally I get that big game feel. I don't know why I've not really got it for this one. I mean, look, I know Man City. This isn't prime Man City and Liverpool at its fully best. You know, when they was both going for the titles, etc. But this is a massive game. Man City, Liverpool. We are going to go through the predicted 11, score prediction, the team news, the stuff regarding around Alexander Isak. We're going to be going through all of those good things in today's live stream. So please hit the likes, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I mean, look, it's second against third. In my opinion, this is kind of one of those ones where whoever loses this and Arsenal wins, you're gone. I believe you're gone. This is like trying to survive type thing. You're hanging onto the cliff. Both of us have got one hand on the cliff, and one little nudge, yo, it's over. It well and truly is over. That's why this game is an absolute must win. We have to win this game. We have to, and I repeat, we have to win this game because, yeah, you don't get more must wins than this, in my opinion. Because I do think Arsenal probably will beat Sunderland, so that'll take them to 28 points. They could go potentially 9 clear of Man City and potentially 10 clear of Liverpool. If it's a draw, I think you're hanging on by the slightest of ever. I'm actually intrigued to see who a lot of people on FootMob think at 62,000 votes, 38% think Liverpool, 20% draw, 42% think Manchester City. I mean, the form coming into the last 5 games, Man City have won 4 of their last 5. And as opposed to Liverpool, they're literally just above the relegation zone. 1 win in their last 5, scoring 7, conceding 9. As for Man City, scoring 11, conceding 3. So they are keeping clean sheets a little bit, Manchester City. And I believe if let's have a look at their recent fixtures. So they are coming back off the Dortmund win, a 3-1 massive win against Bournemouth, sorry. A 3-1 win against Swansea in the EFL Cup. They then lost to Aston Villa in the Premier League, beat Villarreal. So they're actually only Man City they've actually gone on quite a bit of a run. Since the first game of the season when they beat Wolves and then lost back-to-back games, they've went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. One loss in 13 games. You know what? That ain't even bad. People talk about how poor Man City have been. They don't really look fantastic. But one loss in 13 is not that bad. To say that, the second in the league, that looks like they're going to qualify for the Champions League. So if you're a Man City fan, you're probably not too concerned. And again, look, win, loss, win. So, and obviously this is the last game for the international break, as opposed to Liverpool, 2-1 loss to Palace, 2-1 loss to Chelsea, 2-1 loss to Manchester United, and 3-2 loss against Brentford. For me, this is the must win. What's Man City's form at home this season? They've only lost 1 game, won 4 games at home this season, as opposed to Liverpool's away form. They sit 7th, winning 2 out of 5, losing 3 games, scoring 8 goals, 9 goals. And when it comes to home form, Man City are heavily dominant, scoring 13 goals, 4, conceding 4 goals. So they've looked fantastic at home. I think Man City this season, barring again, they've only lost 1 time in the season, and that was against Tottenham. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle. Bless up to everyone in the chat, though. Smash up the like button. Isak is apparently fit for the game. Yep, bless up. Big up Key. Yep. we are going to go through the Isak situation because, again, there is an interesting situation about him, whether he is fit or not. So we are going to go through that. So this is the tweet from Lewis Steele. Alexander Isak may make the bench for Sunday's game against Manchester City. I personally don't see a reason why he won't, because the way I look at it is, right? The way I look at it is very simple. You know, the reason why I look at it is he's been called up for international duty, and I'll pull that up on screen for you. And again, a lot of people are coming out saying that Isak is looking like he's going to be fit. This is what the Sweden manager did have to say, Graham Potter. On Isak, Alex is not ready to play 90 minutes in 2 games in 4 days, but he is available. I look forward to meeting him. We will see this weekend. Hopefully he can play against Manchester City and can be with us in Malaga for training camp. Now, he's kind of mad that he's still not really fully up to scratch. I mean, I think that injury that he picked up really did set him back a little bit. I personally believe he could have played against Madrid, but Liverpool again just don't want to take that risk. Why do Liverpool need to take the risk? Why do Liverpool need to ultimately take the risk on him? You've got some nice. I'm hoping this is the world. He gets at least 20 minutes against Manchester City. Then it's after the international break. Once he's had a couple of minutes there, that's where Isak is fully and fit and ready to go. Because if not, you probably do have to ask a little bit of questions, because he has had a fair amount of games for Liverpool. If we go to Isak's statistics, for Liverpool, he's played 3 games in the Champions League. So he played against Frankfurt, which was a very little portion, Galatasaray and Atletico Madrid. He's played 4 games for us in the Premier League and 1 game in the EFL Cup. So he's actually played 8 games for Liverpool, and he has played. I think he got like 20 minutes or 1 match against for Sweden. So he's only really had, to be fair to him, he's had about 9 games, but I won't call him like 9 proper games. Then probably like they're equivalent to like pre-season time games for him, more like. But look, there's no point rushing him back, because if you do look at Liverpool's fixtures after the international break, they are favourable. These are the games where I'm hoping he should be able to get to speed, get a bit of confidence under his belt, get some goals under his belt against the likes of Nottingham Forest, against the likes of PSV, against the likes of West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, and Inter Milan. These are the games I'm hoping he should be fit for. He should be fit and ready to go 22nd of November at Anfield, 3 o'clock kickoff against Nottingham Forest. And I'm hoping he's gonna be able to do that, because for me, the way I'm looking at it is, how long do you think you'll have to wait for Isak to be fully fit for 3 games in a week? These are important questions that has to ultimately be asked, and it's going to be very, very interesting. According to FootMob, their predicted 11 is Mamadashvili, Conor Bradley, Kanate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Maka, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Salah, Ekitike. I mean, that was literally the team we played the other day. Yeah, 100% I agree. Pointless rushing Isak back, but you can't help but not want him in the squad. You cannot help wanting him in the squad. You would hope so, because again, that's where surely there might be a bit concerns with him, from that point onwards. So, yeah, and obviously, look, this game is again, it's on the game, it's massive. Haaland is our top goal scorer. I'm in the exact same opinion as I was when we played Real Madrid. I personally don't think Manchester City have been great. However, they've got individuals who have stepped up and put in big performances this season. Erling Haaland obviously being a prime example. Phil Foden's looks slightly much more improved off last season. Donnarumma has made a massive boost to their overall compact of their team, because I actually think alone he's picked up a lot of them, some big vital points, some huge saves. I actually think O'Reilly, to be fair to him, he has actually looked quite good for Man City. I'm pretty sure he scored a few days ago as well. So, he's coming into this game with a bit of form as well. So the way I look at it is, if we can just stifle out a couple of their players, I genuinely think we can win this game, because I'm looking at it like I don't really particularly rate Gonzalez that highly as opposed to a lot of people. I think, yes, he's still got a long way to go in his career, but the way that Manchester City set up, I don't think Rodri is going to be fit for this game neither. I mean, Fulham don't even have him down as like even if he's injured or not. But this is a game where we should be able to bypass their midfield. I'm looking at. Do you remember last season when we played Man City? We won 2-0. Gakpo and I think Salah scored in that game, 2-0 win at Anfield. I'm looking at it like that. Just take the game at them from the get-go. Just get in their faces from the get-go. Put it on them straight away. Get in their faces, because, this City team can be got at when you're pressing them, when you get in their faces. If you can stifle out the likes of Erling Haaland. I believe Erling Haaland in the Premier League has scored at every single ground bar at Anfield. Obviously, this is at the Etihad. And I know he has scored against us at the Etihad before. But look, if we can stifle at this big man, I think it boosts our chances of winning this game by a minimum 40%. And Van Dijk and Konate are very good at coming up against those type of strikers. We've seen it with the likes of Victor Jokkers. There's big physical strikers. We've seen them in recent games coming up against the likes of Kylian Mbappe and done really well against him. So again, we've got to do the same again against Erling Haaland. I mean, look, there's a lot of pressure riding on this game. Like I said, you go to that Premier League table, either team is hanging on into that title race. And I guarantee you now, let's say, for example, Sunderland drop points. No, sorry, Sunderland takes something from Arsenal. Let's say 1-1 draw. That takes them to 26 points. Both teams are going to be gunning for them. Right now it's 7 points. If it's a draw, you can close the gap by 2. You can make it a 5-point gap. And at that point, you're thinking, yeah, you're right back into the race. You're looking at the fixtures after the international break, and you're thinking, look, we can go on a potential run here and keep trying to knock Arsenal down on that door. So obviously, but then if Arsenal do win, it puts even more pressure on Liverpool to win, because at that point, you're 10 points behind. You've got to win. Arsenal have already played their game. And that's the thing about playing first. I've always said it. If you're in a title race, you want to be playing first, especially if you're top of the league, because you're not really feeling that pressure, because second or third haven't played their game yet. So they've not actually had a chance to close off that points, even if you haven't played. So that's why this game is absolutely massive, because Arsenal are playing first as well, especially if they go on to win. Like I said, I've not once said Liverpool done that out, title race is over, boom. I've said it's likely that Arsenal will probably go on to win the title, and I think it's unlikely right now that Liverpool are in a title race. But however, I do believe if we win this, the momentum is well and truly on our side, because you've just come back off beating Aston Villa, decent side in the Premier League, cool. And you actually look at Aston Villa's form; they actually won their previous 4 games. So they was going into a bit of form into that game. You've just beaten Real Madrid, who only lost once prior this season to Atletico Madrid. I think it was 13 wins and 14. You're looking at Manchester City, again, only one loss in, I think it's 13, like I said. So again, it's a must win. Must win, and you want everyone fit and firing. And again, this big man here, Mo Salah, is going to play an absolute vital part in this, because coming back off scoring 250 goals for Liverpool Football Club, 250 goals for Liverpool Football Club. By the way, to be fair to Salah, he's on 8 G8 this season. In 15 games? I still think Salah will probably bag his 25 GA. I still think he will. Will it be last season's numbers? Probably not. You're probably looking at Salah's numbers and you're probably thinking maybe somewhere like 23, 24 type of numbers, or you're probably looking at like 19, 20 numbers. For Mo Salah. By the way, you look at his FootMob rating. That was actually John with his first ever season. Interesting. But no, this is a must, an absolute must win game. And you're looking at other games this weekend, and again, I bring back to the point of the title. Even just forget the title race for a minute. The top four battle. You're looking at Sunderland. They're joint on points. Bournemouth, Tottenham. They've got Manchester United. Let's say if Liverpool drop points, that puts to 19 points. If Tottenham win, they go above us. If Manchester United win, they go above us. That's why this game is there's a lot riding on it, because look at the teams. Wolves. You'd expect Wolves to beat Chelsea. So Chelsea could potentially go above us. Either United or Spurs could. Bournemouth, I think they'll beat Aston Villa, in my opinion. So they could go above us. Crystal Palace could actually go above us, because if we draw this game, we'll lose. And Palace, win against Brighton, we could potentially drop down another like 4 or 5 positions here. That's why this game is absolutely crucial. And again, even if teams like Brentford pick up a result, they've closed that gap massively on Liverpool. So that's why this game, genuinely, it couldn't get more bigger. Forest at home, hopefully ready. You think we win? Yeah, I'll get into my score prediction very, very soon. Big up 2-2 draw, going for 2-2. Man City are just like us. They hate being pressed. The worst thing you can do is let them have time to play. Exactly. That's why I wanted us to get in their faces, just get the momentum going. Use the previous 2 games to your absolute most advantage. Not too bad for a bad season. I'm a bit worried about Haaland. See, the thing is, look, you're naturally going to be worried about Erling Haaland, but then at the same counterpoint, you've got to look at it from this standpoint of view. We're going to have to play these teams. And to be honest with you, we've just come back off facing Kylian Mbappe. You could argue top 2 most enjoyed. I think, look, this week, you come up against 2 of the 3 most informed forwards in Mbappe, Kane, and Erling Haaland. And we're playing 2 of those this week. So, look, if you get a result and get that momentum swinging under your belt, it's massive, because you look at Liverpool's previous 2 games. I think we've looked really good against Villa, and I think we looked really good against Real Madrid. So if you go and win against City, I think that's when you use the real proper argument saying that Liverpool are back, in my opinion. Because you'd expect Liverpool to go and beat your Forests, your PSVs, your West Hams, your Sunderlands, especially with these teams at home. You're looking at Liverpool's running after the international break up until Christmas. How many home games have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 home games until the end of the year, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you got 5 home games out of 9 until the end of the year, right? You should be going on a run. Liverpool should be going on a run because you've got the momentum. You've got everything under your belt to go on a run. You've got everything with you. You're back into potentially the title race. You're back in terms of the qualification for the Champions League. And it's not like you've got... Again, humble pie may eat me up here, but I will be raging if Liverpool don't go and win all their games on this page here. Take away Man City, right? Because we're talking about Man City. After Man City, these next 6 games, I will be raging if Liverpool don't win at least 5. I will be honest with you. I really will. I really will. I expect us to win all the time at home. So, by the way, we've got 14 of you in the building. Smash up the damn likes button. If you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel to up to date with the latest Liverpool content. Mo Salah. What's up, Footy? Hope all is good. Life been very busy. Big up to you, QT Mods. Hope you well, my brother. You're always welcome in the chat. Always good to see you in here, my bro. Always, always good to see you in here, man. Always good to see you back in the chat, mates. Good to see you back in the damn chat. Now, look, limited chat. How many games are these games are Liverpool winning? Because, again, you go to the table, you're looking at your West Hams. They're down in the relegation zone. You're looking at your Nottingham Forest. They're down in the relegation zone. Because these are your next 2 Premier League games after that. That could take you to what? If you win those next 3 games, that takes you to what? 27 points. 27 points, right? Arsenal's on 25. Let's look at Arsenal's next 3 games. Sunderland, Tottenham, and Chelsea. As much as I do think Arsenal have been really good this season, defensively with stuff like that. They are going to have to rotate. They are. So they've got Sunderland this weekend. Cool. Let's just move that one to the side. You look after the break, after the international break. Tottenham, North London derby. 3 days later, Bayern Munich in the Champions League. 3 days later, they got Chelsea. 3 days later, they got Brentford. 3 days later, they got Villa. I'm hoping in these 1, 2, 3, 4 games, 5 games, I genuinely do believe this. In the next 5 games, Arsenal will drop points. They're not this invincible, super slick team that everyone keeps talking about. They're a good team. They're a very good team. Don't get me wrong. People can clip this all they like. I don't think Arsenal are going to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their next games past December. If they do, they're going to win this Premier League title. If Arsenal beat Sunderland, Tottenham, Chelsea, Brentford and Villa, given the Premier League, because at that point, I do think they probably will just genuinely go on to win the league if they actually ended up, winning those games. In my opinion, I just simply don't. Let's have a look at Manchester City's. Man City's fixtures, yeah? What are they saying? So obviously got Liverpool. After international break, they've got Newcastle, Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, and then Madrid. And again, they've got 3-4 games, and their squad depth isn't that mad good. They're going to have to rest Erling Haaland in some of those games. They are going to have to, So, and again, Newcastle, we know what it's like at home. Leverkusen, obviously Man City are still competing for that qualification. Again, 3 days later, they've got Leeds, then you Fulham, then you Sunderland. And again, do you know when you're coming back off every 3 days later and you got those tough away games? Then obviously they've got Palace. After that, I think it's quite fair for them. They've got Brentford. They'll probably win in the cup. They'll probably beat West Ham. They'll beat Forest, Sunderland. Then they've got a real bit of a run where they've got Sunderland away, Chelsea, Brighton, Man United. They ain't winning all those 4 games. Man City are not going to win Sunderland, Chelsea, Brighton, and Manchester United. Manchester United look really good this season at home. Brighton can always do what they do on the day. Chelsea's Chelsea and Sunderland, they've been really good this season. I mean, if you look at home form this season, Sunderland, what's their home form? They've not actually lost at home this season. Sunderland have not lost at home this season. They have been an incredible force. That's why I'm glad we've got Sunderland. I'm pretty sure Sunderland is at home for us. Yeah, we've got Sunderland at home. Arsenal got to go Sunderland away and Manchester City. So, again, this massively goes in our favour, and I hope it well and truly does. 15 likes. Bless up to everyone, man. I hope everyone is doing well. But yeah, I'm doing blessed, mate. Smash the likes and subscribe. Club Brugge drew with Barca, so not easy win. An easy win for Arsenal, as it might have appeared. I agree. I mean, look, the Champions League. That's the one thing that goes in Arsenal's favour, though. Arsenal, the fact that if you look at the Champions League, if you look at the Champions League table for Arsenal, they're second. They're what, 9 points clear. Well, so the technique. To be fair to them, how good they've been in the Champions League, not considered a goal, win 4 out of 4. It's only a 3-point swing. You lose one game. If they lose against Bayern Munich, they're right back down in it. That's why I'm hoping Bayern Munich beats them. Because then, if all of these teams can win here, so like let's say your Tottenham's, if they can, although I doubt if they can do anything, if Galatasaray can put a bit of pressure on and win a game, Liverpool, Madrid, Newcastle, can all win a game. Man City beats Leverkusen. All these teams are going to be leapfrogging Arsenal. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why it's absolutely massive, this game, that Liverpool do take something, because I do think Arsenal will drop points to Bayern, and then they're in a situation of, right, 3 games to go. All these teams are continuing to win. We're going to have to keep going with a stronger team. And if we have a look at Arsenal's fixtures beyond Bayern Munich, so they've got Bayern Munich. Where's the next Champions League game? Inter away is not easy. Okay, come on, Almaty, they'll beat at home, cool. Who's their final Champions League match? Wait, surely there's more than that. So they've got 1, 2, 3. 4, and they've got Club Brugge. I think Arsenal definitely win 2 of those 4. But we hope Bayern Munich and Inter can do something, because then it really does put the pressure on Arsenal to try and qualify, which then you're playing every 3 days. Fatigue, etc. You look at the likes of Gabriel, Declan Rice, they're playing every single game. At some point, that's going to take them out of them. That's why I'm kind of glad we're kind of having our injuries now. Do you get what I'm saying? With the Allisons, with the Isaks, your Fringpongs, etc. That's why I'm glad also on a slot has heavily rotated the likes of McAllister at times, with Gravenberch has had that little bit of a couple of weeks rest. The only player I'm kind of really concerned about when it comes to fitness is Dominic Szoboszlai. We know Dominic Szoboszlai has got an unbelievable engine. However, we do know, that at some point in the season it could burn him out, and obviously, we don't want that to happen. Let me catch up with the chat. No, yeah, smash the likes. Big up, Aunt Dick. I hope you're well, my bro. Big up to you, my brother. Big up to you. Big up to you, Reggie. Always. But no, it's exciting times. These are the games you live for, as a Liverpool fan. These are the games, you live for, and you want Liverpool to go on and win. And if we do win, I think we're right back into that driving seat, being back on form, because I don't think anyone can really argue that. You've just gone to Man City away, who have, again, only lost 1 game so far this season at home. You look at their last 5 matches, they are currently madly in form, barring 1 loss to Aston Villa And again, they've only lost once in the past, 13, 14 games. So they're on a mad, ridiculous run. You're coming against one of the most informed strikers in world football in Haaland. They're through into the quarterfinals of the EFL Cup. They're doing well in the Champions League. So you're coming against an informed, good Manchester City team on paper. So no one can discriminate that win. You're coming against, again, a Real Madrid team that have only had one loss, I think, all season. That was against Atletico Madrid. Again, you're coming against one of the most informed attackers in Kylian Mbappe. And you come up against a, good enough Aston Villa team. Yes, people say, oh, they gave it you on paper. They was informed. They was informed. If you looked at the last 5 matches, Aston Villa was 3rd in the Premier League table on form, winning 4 of their last 5, scoring 8 goals, conceding 5. They was 3rd in the Premier League table. So it's on form. Aston Villa are currently on form. So you can't use the fact of, oh, Aston Villa are garbage, they're crap. Based on form, they're brilliant. Manchester City, brilliant. Real Madrid, brilliant, picking up results. You've been winning games. If you beat Man City, you can't disagree or say Liverpool, oh my God, you've played crap teams. No, we've played one of the best teams in the world right now who's on mad form. Manchester City, again, I've just proved my point. And Aston Villa, I've just proved my point. But no, these are ultimately the games you live for. Do you know what I'm saying? Bear with me just 1 second. Chat. Yeah, bless up to everyone, man. Bless up PSG. This season reminds me of when I've made the battles against Man City. They had a bad start, but still win the league. We can do this 100%. There's no reason why we should not give up our hope. Big up Reacts. Big up to Godfrey, bro. Yeah, Barcelona 3-3. Yes, we should be winning these games. I agree. Big up to BL Champs. Slap the likes. Yes, slap the likes and subscribe, chat. Lineup predictions. Yeah, well, we'll do a lineup prediction now, actually. So obviously we know Slot's going to go 4-2-3-1. You know what, chat? I think it'll be Mamardashvili. Obviously, Alisson's not going to be back until comfortably after the international break. I think you have to go Conor Bradley. I think he's looked good in these past 2 games. Also backing up with an incredible performance against Real Madrid. Now, the 2 centre-backs, I think he goes Virgil van Dijk and Konate. Left-back's interesting. Left-back is really, really interesting because if we look at Liverpool's fixtures, right, let's go have a look. Andy Robertson played against Real Madrid. He started the game. Aston Villa, I believe he started that game as well. Yeah. He started against Palace. I know that for a fact. Did he start against Brentford? No, it was Kirkes. When it was Kirkes, yeah. So he's actually started the past 3 games for Liverpool. He started against Madrid, started against Villa, started against Palace. Do you go Kirkes? At some point, do you bring him back into the team? Robbo, please. Robbo all day. Isak. People are saying Andy Robertson. You know what? I can't really disagree, to be honest with you. I can genuinely not. I will go Andy Robertson myself. Again, leader, has experience in these games. These are the crunch games. We cannot be affording these games. Milos Kerkez will be a quality footballer for Liverpool Football Club. I have no doubt about that. But at the right moment in time, he needs to learn. He needs to get IQ. He needs to learn a lot of stuff under his belt before he starts playing regular games for Liverpool. Because right now he's making a lot of mistakes. And no better man to sit on the subs bench and watch a leader, he's not captain, but a proper captain, type of performance, and he's actually been quite well in the past couple of games. I think Andy Robertson has been decent, in the past couple of games. So I'm actually going to go Robertson. Who do you go in midfield? You know what, chat? I talk about the pressing. I talk about everything that you need on the ball. I'm going Ryan Gravenberch. I'm going Alexis McAllister. I'm going Salah on the right. I think we can all agree that will happen. I'm going Szoboszlai in the 10. I'm going Wirtz on the left. And I'm going Hgue Ekitike. I'm going for the exact same team. Why not run it out one more time before international? Why not? Why not run it out? Hurry to outraid. Wait, what? Yo, bless up to Michael, man. Bless up. Bless up to you, my G. Bless up for the raid. Thank you ever so much for the raid, my guy. Bless up to you. Listen, man, what's my boy done wrong? What's he done wrong? I did see he did get the sack. He did get the sack. I mean, he was at Liverpool last season. I do apologize. Bro left Liverpool and went to Ajax as a manager, freedom. Are all the Ajax fans happy? He lost 5-0 against Chelsea. Ajax fans, bless up to you all in the chat. Slap a like, subscribe. Bless up to Michael, man, YG. Thank you so much for the raid. Ajax fans, I'm so sorry I may have cursed your club. So, obviously, I'm friends with your boy Michael, innit? I said to Michael, Ajax are going to qualify for the Champions League. Yeah. I can't lie. I would bring him back because I actually do think he played a big part in our side of the play. Freedom, yeah, a lot of them are happy. Lost 3-0 against Galatasaray was the last straw. Yeah. Yep. Nah. I'm in a full agreement with you, man. Like you guys have been not great this season. And yeah, it is peak. I won't lie. It is peak. But now, bless up to all the Ajax fans, man. I actually have an Ajax shirt somewhere that I won. Mum, he's not a manager, but a great trainer from watching our trainings last year. Yeah. We started good, but then the referee blew the whistle, and then... oh. Well, no, right now we're just talking about the Liverpool Man City game. Obviously, that's this weekend. Who's Ajax got this weekend? Who have Ajax got this? Who's Ajax got this weekend? Do you Ajax fans up? Would you Ajax fans quickly though take Erik ten Hag back? Would you guys take him back? He's not a manager, but a great trainer. Yeah, me. Which player do you think Liverpool needs to pay? What do you mean? What do you mean by what do you mean by Liverpool player needs to pay? FC Ultra. FC. I do apologize. My Dutch pronunciations are not good. Hopefully you guys win though, man. Hopefully you guys win. Not really. I'll take, bro. Slap the likes. Yeah, man. He used to be He was at Liverpool. He was a part of Liverpool's training team last year. Is that even how you pronounce his name? My Dutch is not great. Ajax is the only other club's kits I have apart from Celtic. Yeah, Ajax kits aren't. Fred Grimm is our manager now. What? So you're not having Erik ten Hag? So you're not having Erik ten Hag? That is peak. I feel for you, man. Yeah, I actually feel for you. No. I watched about a minute of Michael's streaming. I think he had a post up about Erik ten Hag. Yeah, slap the likes and subscribe raiders. Yeah, bless up to all the new people in the stream. All the Ajax fans. Proper club. Proper club Ajax. But no, we're currently on about Man City, Liverpool. Do any of you guys watch the Premier League much? But no, chat, this is the team I think will play against Man City. He might put in a Curtis Jones. He might put in a Kirkes. I'm just thinking I don't want to just play the same exact team every week because, again, I do like the rotation. I do like the rotation, but we are going to speak about Isak. And look, Isak looks like he's going to be fit for the game. Isak does look like he should be fit for the game because Graham Potter has called for England. He has been called up. It has been officially confirmed, as you like. What's the update with Isak? Has he picked up? He has been picked by Sweden, so should be near there. Oh no, he needs minutes, man. Hgue Davies was my guy when I played ball when I was younger. Yeah, bless up to Ajax. Yeah, bless up, man. 22 likes. Yo, bless up the community. Bless up to all the community and everyone subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate it. We're on that road to 2,500 subscribers. We're about 70 away. We are ticking our way there. We are ticking our way there. But no, look, massive game against Man City. Genuinely, it is a huge game. And, like I said, it's a must win. We need to continue the run. We need to continue everything that is, ultimately, thinking this. But yeah, I appreciate everyone, man. Appreciate all the Raiders. Appreciate you all. What did I want to do? I wanted to actually react to a clip. Let me catch up with more of the chat. Reacts, what's your score prediction for the game? Do you guys want to know what my score prediction is? I'm going. Score prediction. Tough. Do I think Liverpool will keep 3 in a row clean sheets? I'm going for a wild one. I'm going 3-2 Liverpool. Get to 3K by Christmas. I hope so, man. Who knows? But, with you guys' support, we will get there. Innit? I really would rather have Grav in the 8 and Endo in the 6 for cover, also winning the ball back, turning over possession for the counter. We need a fighter in the midfield. But I think the counter to that, though, is that Endo... see, I like Endo, right? I do like him. But I like Endo when he comes on. When the game's a bit slow, a lot more players are a bit knackered, you bring on that fresh leg, you bring on that guy that's just going to fight, see out games. I feel like Endo isn't really a starter for Liverpool anymore. He's a guy that's just competitive, bringing energy, bringing passion, buying on that gumshoe, that Japanese warrior mentality. With 15, 20 minutes to go, just to see out games. And we saw it well last season. You saw the trust that Arnold Slot had in him, at times last season. I think he can still do that role, in my opinion. I actually thought, say what, his passing against Palace, though, the way he was pinging the ball, Big up to Vatara every time. I don't know what you mean, mate. Are you on about Batman? Is that what you're on about? You're on about Batman? But I wanted to react to this clip. Talk Sport. Simon Jordan backs Liverpool to improve after the win over Real Madrid. I'm intrigued because this guy's been giving Liverpool a lot of crap. So let's actually take a listen to what he's going to have to say.
Good morning, everybody. You're listening to Jim White and Simon Jordan. We're live in Talk Sport. So wins for Manchester City and Newcastle, while Chelsea draw at Karabag. Is Maresca morphing into Tinkerman Ranieri? And are we seeing two different versions of Newcastle? Meantime, FIFA awarding their own Peace Prize to Donald Trump. Would it be ludicrous or smart politicking? Also today, can we confidently say Manchester City are indeed back? As tennis prepares for another battle of the sexes, is this format enticing or outdated? 39 years on, does anything rival the Sir Alex appointment? And from midday we talk boxing with fight pundit Spencer Oliver. 1 week out from Ben versus Eubank Jr., the rematch. Jim White and Simon Jordan, we're live in Talk Sport.
100% engagement. Jim White and Simon Jordan on Talk Sport.
Now, what people don't know is how this man battles against all adversity and comes into his workplace. The door opens and I was tipped off by someone close to producer Luke that Simon's not feeling his best today. He's feeling a wee bit, not feeling 100%, you know, a little cold in the throat, etc., etc. You walk in, I look at you, and he mouths to me, "I feel like death." How are you?
Are you going to get on my bloody nerves?
If you're watching on TV, look at me now, feigning interest, feigning concern. How are you feeling?
Grotty, but
right.
No working from home for the likes of us.
See, and for that, I applaud you.
Yes,
absolutely
indeed.
Right.
Indeed.
Working from home. That's not a phrase that goes down well with either Mr. White or Mr. Jordan. We're always in here. Simon, well done for being in, because we have a lot to get through, not least in the world of boxing. It is cranking up big time towards Ben Eubank 2. Well, I was about to say before you released that noise from his mouth, incidentally. Are you in any way getting interested in it this time?
No, look, I think it's
I think you will next week.
Well, you can think again then. The terminology unfinished business is the only thing that's unfinished about it. They didn't manage to rinse enough money out of people the first time round. Unfinished what? Fight was won. What we got to return for?
I love about boxing, but we had to listen about what he wants to say about the Man City stuff. Right, where is this?
But I'd like to know what he means by that, because there was a score.
Well, he means it's good to be in it. It's another question winning it.
But how do you know that their urgency isn't there to win it? It's a statement based upon outcomes rather than intent. I would have thought their intent was pretty bloody evident. They spent more money than anybody else. What's that for then? Now, there is an American mentality, we know this, which is about participation and making sure that revenue is generated, because Arsenal suffered from it for years with the thought process that are there.
Yeah, but when Abramovich arrived, though, Simon, it was, we're going to win big things, and I tell you when, now.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What happened at the end of that then? You've got a football club that nearly went out of existence because Abramovich was sanctioned by world events, and you've got a whole raft of allegations about Chelsea's inappropriate conduct in terms of paying people the wrong way.
Do you not get the impression, though, that the pressure, or maybe the urgency with which Chelsea should win something big again has maybe dissipated a bit?
Well, do I get the impression that no one's shouting from the rooftops from inside Chelsea about the necessity to win the Premier League now? Yeah, that's evident, because Maresca spent the entire time last year telling everybody that they weren't ready.
Yeah.
And you hear nothing from the Chelsea management about winning things, albeit you've heard something from Todd Bowley, albeit as sort of obtuse as it was, very general, because he's falling in.
This morning, Simon, and there are many, judging by the messages actually coming in. What kind of season do you expect this season under Maresca? Here we are into November, and I've told you.
He doesn't even talk on Liverpool. I think it might be this one.
The £5 meal deal from McDonald's. Selected burger.
Through after last week. But less than 1% left in that.
Wow.
£500,000 jack. 49 players left in the TalkSport League, which has got a £5,000 jackpot, by the way. The most popular picks going into this weekend that we're about to preview: West Ham have got almost 50% of players picked.
You're chatting rubbish. TalkSport chat, utter garbage. But yeah, chat. That's the team I do think will play. You know, I wish I could put highlights up on stream of like previous games, so I can like, I don't know, talk on them and stuff like that. But you know what? That's a good one. What's everyone's favourite Man City Liverpool game? My favourite Man City Liverpool game is of all time. The 3-2 Coutinho winner is up there. The Champions League games. God, we've had some battles in Man City, man. Unbelievable. Historic battles. Again, you got the 2-1 at the Etihad, the 2-2 at Anfield many times. 2-2. 2-2 is probably like your most what would I say? Probably the most predicted score, when it comes to this sort of game. I'm very looking forward to it, and I think, look, again, it's a must-win for Liverpool, chat. It's an absolute must step-up win. TalkSport always click. But that's my lineup prediction. Let me see if there's anything else we will rummage through. What's this? Footy Insider: Liverpool have a massive concerns over Hgue Elliott's loan to Aston Villa. The expected midfielder's moved to be made permanent for 35 million in the summer, but now could be set to a warm welcome back at Anfield. I mean, I think he has to make, is it 10 appearances for Liverpool? I mean, for Aston Villa, how many games has he played? Hgue Elliott. How many games has he actually played for Villa? He's played 1 game in the EFL Cup, 3 in the Premier League, 1 in the Europa League. To say they basically automatically put a sanctioned loan in for him, I'm surprised. Why has he not got more minutes? Liverpool are keeping close clubs on the Berlin midfielder. The 16-year-old has already made 8 appearances for the first team and is valued around 17 million. Cool. Yeah, the press conference is tomorrow, so we'll have to wait and see what Mr. Slot is gonna, say about the game. I like the one where Ratface Neville was saying Liverpool is ripping City apart before we got Salah. Which one are you on about? I'm not sad about that, to be honest. We'll love him back. Yeah, Harvey is really one of us, and he's a broken heart, broken there. I 100% hear it. I do hear it. How many likes we on? 22. Bless up to everyone in the chat. We'll keep going for another 5 or so minutes. Yeah, my score prediction going 2-1 Liverpool. Let me catch up with more of the messages. Big up. Hopefully Palace. Yeah, hopefully big up, mate. Predictions for the weekend. So what we got Friday night? Nothing on Friday night for the Premier League. For the Premier League, I'm going to give you my predictions, yeah? I think there's a website where I can actually do it. Score predictor. There's one way, yeah, table calculator. So that's the table right now. That is the official Premier League table. You know what? Let's do predictions for the game. Tottenham Man U. Man U have actually looked quite good, to be honest. I think either 2. I don't know. Either 1-1 or 2-1? I think it'd be 1-1. Everton Fulham. I think Everton win that 2-0. West Ham Burnley. Jesus. You know what? 1-1. No, actually, I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. Sunderland Arsenal. So I want to be optimistic. I want to be faithful. I want to hope. I think Arsenal probably will win it. 2-0. Actually, I'm actually going to go Sunderland to score. Sod it. 2-1 Arsenal. Actually, I'll go 2-0. Chelsea Wolves. I know Chelsea aren't mid, but they should be beating Wolves. I'll go 3-0. Villa Bournemouth. Villa look good and better. However, I do think Bournemouth will beat them. 2-1 Bournemouth. Palace Brighton. I think Palace maybe win that derby. Brentford Newcastle. Oof. Newcastle big win in midweek. They need to start winning games, Newcastle. Again, if they do want to qualify, I think they'll go to Brentford and win 2-1. Forest Leeds. I think Forest win that 1-0. I think they'll just find a way to get some sort of points. Man City to Liverpool, I'm going 3-2 Liverpool, as I said in my prediction. So if those predictions were correct, and obviously, you know, the teams win and that will be the Premier League table. Forest will still be down there, same with West Ham. That would, yeah, it would put Liverpool, still 7 points behind, level on points with Bournemouth. Point at Chelsea, 2 against City. See what I mean? Like, this is what I mean. This is why these games are absolutely but no, that's what I personally do think. That's what I personally think will happen. But bless up. 1 second, chat. But yeah, man, exciting times. But yeah, chat, I'm gonna head off. We're gonna hit off with a redirect. Yeah. But hopefully, chat, we will be doing a live match reaction to the game as well. So, and obviously tomorrow we'll do the Arnold Slot press conference. I might have a Man City fan coming on for an opposition preview. So we might have that as well coming to the channel. So, but yeah, bless up to everybody that's joined the stream. Good stream again. 2 streams today, and I'll post out some daily shorts later on tonight. And you'll have some videos over the weekend as well. Who should we redirect to? Who is live? Who is live? Na, 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 na. Who is live? Redirect. I don't think there's literally anybody live. Let me have a look on my phone. Who's live that we can send a redirect? You know what? I don't think there's literally anybody live. Literally nobody. From what I can see. Literally nobody. I don't know. But yeah, chat. Well, you know what? We'll redirect to the stream tomorrow. So yeah, smash a like on that stream that we're going to be doing tomorrow morning for the press conference reaction on a slot. Press conference reaction, Man City versus Liverpool. So yeah, we're going to be live tomorrow morning about 9 or 10 o'clock. I can't remember what time I scheduled it for. But yeah, bless up to everyone. And yeah, we'll see you all very soon. Take care. Up the Reds. And goodbye. Peace.